Are you having trouble being consistent or even starting a daily meditation practice? Here are my top 5 tips to make meditation a daily habit. And as always, these are going to be simple, easy, and effective. I'm Krista with Flourish, your wellness lifestyle coach using Ayurveda and Essential Oils, sharing simple Ayurvedic tips for healthy daily habits. So just a warning, there's no guided meditation table. There's a small one at the end here will do, but it's just mainly just meditation tips. So make sure that you click on that subscribe button below. It's right down in the corner, so you can be notified when our next new guided meditation is released. So if you're new to meditation or new to using essential oils for meditation, download my list of favorite essential oils for meditation, and it is kind of outlines the oils with what intention they're going to have. So going to help you start your day is going to be important as we go along today. So on the list, there's grounding, relaxing, inspiring, creative, and love and connection oils. So all sorts of choices for you on that. So the link for that is in the description and in the comments below. If you're already using essential oils for meditation, then just pop your favorite meditation oil in the comments below. I'd love to see that, and I'm sure others would be, benefit from that inspiration as well. So we're going to walk through these 5 simple tips, but make sure you stay till the end because we're going to go through some examples. I've got a bonus tip at the end, or else I'm going to go through some examples of how to make this work for you so you get it all set up in your day to make meditation a consistent habit for you. Your brain and all the people that are around you during your day will thank you for this, trust me. So meditation did not come easy for me. I have one of those, those brains, one of those minds that just does not stop, right? It does not turn off. Even when I'm meditating, it does not turn off. So just let that thought go if that's you as well. So it's a challenge for me to be consistent with a daily meditation practice in the beginning, but the rewards are huge for me now, especially because that mind doesn't turn off, right? And it totally sets up my day with that intention that I set with one of the, depending on what oil I choose for that as well. Tip number 1 is the habit trigger. So in Habit Change Theory, whether you follow James Clear, Charles Duhigg, or any of those top leaders, the habit trigger, so the trigger habit reward cycle is the key to starting and being consistent with any new habit. So whether it's trigger habit reward, cue routine, reward, any of those kind of variations of those words, it all kind of means the same thing. You need to see something, you need to do something, and then you get rewarded for doing that, right? So this is where your essential oil bottle comes in really handy. This little tiny brown bottle can be both your trigger, you see it, and it reminds you, you see it goes, oh, right, I was going to meditate this morning, or, as you're sitting down at your computer, wherever that is. And it doesn't have to be long, right? So even 1-minute meditation counts within that as well. But when you do that, you also get your reward. So when you smell the oil, you get that dopamine hit from the oil. So they make us feel good. So especially something like this wild orange blend, who can resist taking a few deep breaths of that, right? So super helpful on that regard. So other examples of triggers could be your meditation chair, right? That you see it in your space and it's like, oh yeah, I need to go sit. Your cushion that you're there. Something like angel cards can be a meditation trigger. So I love to meditate before I pull a card. So when I see them, it just kind of reminds me to go into that sequence of what I'm going to do. We'll talk about more of that in a little bit as well. Maybe you've got a statue or something that's going to draw you into your space can be helpful. Or you can get super techie and have an alarm on your phone. It's just going to ring and it's going to clue you to meditate and say, oh yeah, this is my time. Or you can be super simple with that and use that Essential Oils meditation guide. Just have it sitting out, and that's another like a visual cue. Oh yeah, you get drawn in. Which one am I going to pick today? And it kind of leads you through into that next habit. Okay, so meditation tip number 1 is habit trigger. Habit trigger, something that's going to you see so that you're going to remember to do it. Okay. Tip number 2 is to start small. It's better to do 1 minute for like 30 days, right? Than 20 minutes on one day and never again. So that don't lead yourself to, don't set yourself up for failure by having that expectation of doing a 20-minute meditation practice every day. You'll get frustrated. And how do you sneak an extra 20 minutes into your day? I don't know if you've got time to do that when you're not seeing the rewards yet, right? So the reward for the meditation practice grows as we do it more consistently, right? But in the beginning, it can be frustrating if you, like me, have that mind that's hard to keep quiet, right? Especially if you have that. So think of it as a meditation muscle, per se, right? So you don't just run a marathon or a 5K, you work up to it. So start with 1 minute or 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Choose what time you feel is right for you at this stage, and just work with that. Be really consistent with that, and then begin to add on. And you can set a timer on your watch. This is where technology comes in really great as well. Just set a 1 minute timer or a 3 minute or a 5 minute or whatever that time limit is for you. And then it's great for letting your mind just relax about it. You don't have to worry. You have that cue to kind of come out of that stage so you can be fully present in that moment. And what does a 1 minute meditation look like? Is it really, really effective? So stay tuned. We are going to do one together at the end. All right, so meditation tip number 2 is to start small. Meditation tip number 3 is to pick your time. Choose the time that works best for you and be realistic about this. So when can you fit this into your day, right? And be able to do it every day. For me, it's first thing in the morning because my days are not consistent, right? One day I'm teaching, another day I'm at the computer, another day I'm on the ski hill or the golf course. I love to get outside as much as I can, but it can disrupt the schedule of where I'm going to be at a certain time of day, right? I don't have a 9 to 5 type job. So if I don't do it first thing, life is going to get crazy and it's just going to slip by and I'm not going to fit it in, right? So the mornings might be great for you, but they might also be like a crazy busy time. Like maybe that's not your time. Maybe it's too rushed. Maybe after lunch is more effective. And it's a great like midday, like pick me up and kind of great refocus to your day as well. Or before bed, it's really calming and can help you sleep. There's no right or wrong time for meditation. So let that go, right? There's simply your time for meditation. Right? So find where it is that you can sneak in that short little time frame that we're going to do. So tip number 3 is to pick your time. Okay. Tip number 4 is habit stacking. So another one of these habit change hacks that we have is you link it to something that you already do. So we talk about this a lot in habit change theory when just about everybody brushes their teeth in the morning, right? It's something that we do almost every day or every day. And so that's a great one to link it to. Now for me, brushing my teeth, that doesn't, lead into meditation. Those two don't necessarily sync up for me. It's not like a natural fit on that. But there are other things that we do every morning. And so that you can kind of choose into that. So I often go and I will, put on one of my meditation, like a essential oil bracelet, right? So I have actually a series of oils sitting right there with my bracelets. So I, choose my bracelet, I take my meditation and I do that little 1 minute meditation before I get to put that on. So the bracelet becomes the reward. We'll talk about that later. The other one is I typically put socks on in the wintertime, right? So sometimes I'll have them near my sock drawer so that before I put socks on, I'll put an oil on my feet. So that's a whole other, video meditation that we can do is where to put the oils and how do they affect and what do they do on that. But that's a good one to clue into as well. Another one that I do is I leave my bedroom, right? And so I leave my bedroom and I go downstairs. And so now for me, it's drilled into I meditate, I sit in my chair before I leave my bedroom in the morning. And that way I get, it's what we call a change of place. So we're leaving one room to go to another. That's the reward I get. And then the reward I get for that is actually I get to eat breakfast, right? So I'm kind of food motivated, kind of like my dog Toby, right? I'm very food motivated. And so that helps me with that one. Okay, tip number 5 is the reward. So meditation, is and will be your reward once you get consistent with it. But in the beginning, you're creating that habit, right? And so there's kind of that work of doing a new thing. And so you're kind of like creating a new groove per se in your neural pathways of getting, yourself into this routine of doing it. So rewards can be short or long term, right? So maybe after a month or 21 days of doing a consistent meditation practice, you might treat yourself to meditating or to getting a meditation cushion or a chair or something like that, or a statue or something to anchor in that habit even more. But I love to, as you're setting up something, have a short-term reward, right? So that instant gratification is going to help us, anchor in even more quickly. And so we get that when we're snipping that oil, right? We get that when we're going down to breakfast, or pulling an angel card is one for me. I know that, when I do that, I'm going to get that extra hit, right? We've already kind of talked about those ones. Other ones that could be is before your first cup of coffee. Maybe you set your oil right beside your coffee maker, and before you get to have that first little taste, you do your little 1-minute meditation, right? Before lunch, right? Again, there's that food motivation thing coming in that you do that. It could be maybe after lunch, you like to sit with a cup of tea. Maybe you do your meditation before you get to have that cup of tea, or maybe sitting down to read a book or read the newspaper. You do meditation before you step into that. It could be before you step into social media, right? So before you do the scroll, take a minute just to center yourself and prepare yourself. What are some other ones? I'm trying to think of on that. So it could be, before you sit down at your computer is another really good one. So you can have it sitting beside your computer so that you, before you turn it on, you're going to do that meditation. Or maybe you set up that little tomato timer, your Pomodoro timer, and then every 25 minutes, you're doing a little 1-minute meditation. Just imagine how productive you could be actually if you were doing that. That's a good one. I may have to add that one into my day as well. Okay, so I have a bonus tip for you, and that's accountability. Not everybody needs this, but for some of us, it's the golden ticket. So after I meditate in the morning, actually I have a whole morning ritual that I love to do. Meditation is one part of that. And this is kind of part of that Daily Essentials community that I teach. And you can find that whole ritual in the Daily Essentials course if and when you're ready to expand on this meditation habit for you. But when I'm done, I simply text a message to the group. We have a little messenger thread, and I type in done, and I feel connected to them. And there's a sense of checking it off the list when I'm done that, right? So it helps to inspire other people as well. So find a buddy or a group that maybe you can be accountable and connected to, and have that little extra factor in that accountability. And if you don't have that and you're looking for that, check out our Daily Essentials community. We would love to have you, and that's where we get to play with this morning routine plus a whole bunch of other little healthy daily habits for your day. So I'll add the description actually for that in the link for that in the description, so you can check that out when you're ready. Okay, to start off, we want to do this right now. Okay, so 2 things you're going to do right now to kind of help you move forward from listening to this to actually making it happen today and tomorrow and for the rest of the month or for the rest of your life, right? So I want you to comment below. What is your habit trigger? What's going to be your habit trigger for meditation? So something you see that's going to remind you to meditate. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, comment below. What time of day is your time? What time of day can you commit to? So starting today or tomorrow, if that time has already passed today, and don't worry, we're going to do a short meditation here in just a moment. So today will get checked off your list. So here at Flourish Yoga, we're all about making things simple and easy. So here we have the 1-minute meditation. So let's just see how easy this can be. So if you have your essential oil, and I'm going to use I've got my balance blend here. I love that. And you can do it with me. So if you don't have oils, don't worry about that. Simply follow along. I've got some triggers into that for you. If you have an oil, go and grab it. Place a drop in your hand. Give it a quick little rub. And if you don't have oils, you're just going to place your hands on your heart for this. Otherwise, you can take your hands up and just take 3 deep breaths. And as you're breathing in, just start to notice how it starts to shift. Relax your shoulders. Take that tension out of your neck. And after your 3rd, just take your hands down on your lap for another 3 breaths. Breathing in. Allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your mind to relax. And then open your eyes and just notice what's shifted. Where has your mind gone? Where's your stress level gone after just 1 minute, right? So see how powerful that can be. So even that 1-minute meditation stacked into every day or several times a day can be your new best friend, right? So if you enjoyed this and found it helpful, make sure to like the video. That tells me what to focus on for future videos. And then check out the playlist of essential oil meditations here on YouTube. There's some short ones and some longer ones. Pick what suits you to help quiet your mind. And then click on the subscribe button in that lower right corner to get notified when a new video is released. If you want more information on essential oils beyond meditation, then check out the Ayurvedic Essential Oils playlist and come to the next Oils for Health class. This is where we can personally connect and create your personal plan, right, on what's going to work for you in your life and what's going on for you in your life right now. So the link for that is in the description. And don't forget, post your trigger and that your time or your best time of day below in the comments. Namaste.